Good morning, students of grade 6 level. This is your teacher for today, Miss Annalisa. Today is the 30th of September 2020, Wednesday. We are still in Unit 3 entitled The Terrible Trickle Flood. Our lesson for today is Lesson 5, which is the continuation of the reading comprehension, which focuses on the writing activity. Our reference for this lesson is the workbook on page 20. And here are our objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to 1. Answer the questions in each of the picture. 2. Write a 3-part story. And 3. Give a title to the story. Let us begin our lesson. Kindly open your workbook on page 20. This is the composition. So for our activity 1, you have to look at the pictures and answer the questions. Take a look at the picture 1. What day was it? Where were Anne and Ben? What were they doing and why? So in this picture, you just need to describe the things that you see and try to answer each of the questions. For example, we can say that it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Anne and Ben were at the town center and they were looking for a gift. Let us take a look at the second picture. Where did they stop? Why? What did Anne want to look at? So looking at the picture, we can say they stopped at the jewelry shop because they wanted to buy a gift for the friend. She wanted to look at the jewelry. Let us now move on to the next picture. What happened suddenly? What were the men wearing? What were they carrying? What did Ben shout? Look at the picture. So we can say, suddenly they saw 2 men running hurriedly from the jewelry shop. The men were wearing black bonnets on their heads. They were carrying a black bag. Ben shouted, "Stop!" Moving on, here's the next picture. What did the robbers do? What did the car do? Let's see. The robbers quickly jumped up their getaway car. Then the car went so fast that you could only see a black smoke from their car. Next picture. What did Anne and Ben run to? Who did they call? What did they tell the police? All right, let's see. Anne and Ben ran to a telephone booth. They called the police station. They reported the robbery that they witnessed. And finally, the last picture. When did the police arrive? Was it a robbery? What was happening? How did Anne and Ben feel? The police arrived when they were already being interviewed few minutes after their call. It was a robbery. They felt shocked of what they saw. Now that we have finished answering all the questions in each picture of page 20 of your workbook, It's now time to write the story in 3 parts. Let us now write our composition. This time we will write the story in 3 parts, and at the end of it we have to think of the title for our story. So all we need to do is to go back to each of the picture which we answered questions. Then we are going to put them all together in this composition. Let us take the first one. It was taken from the first picture, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and Anne and Ben were at the town center. They were looking for the gift. And then on the second picture, we answered, they stopped at the jewelry shop because they wanted to buy a gift for their friend. She wanted to look at the jewelry. And then the third and fourth picture can be written on the second paragraph. Suddenly, two men running hurriedly from the jewelry shop. The men were wearing black bonnets on their heads. They were carrying a black bag, and Ben shouted, "Stop!" The robbers quickly jumped up at their getaway car. Then the car went so fast that you could only see a black smoke from their car. Now the last paragraph will be taken from the last two pictures we have on page 20 also. So Anne and Ben ran to a telephone booth. They called the police station and they reported the robbery that they witnessed. The police arrived when they were already being interviewed, few minutes after their call. It was a robbery. They felt shocked of what they saw. This is now our composition. Now it is time for you to think of a title for it. So this is just a sample story. You can actually create your own and you can share it with our class. So what you can do is to prepare your own answers if you want to think of a different story. And you can share it with your classmates in our next meeting. So this has been Miss Annalisa saying thank you for listening, and I hope you learn to write another composition once again. See you in our next lesson. Always keep safe. Bye.